Greetings everyone on YouTube and welcome back to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition with me, Kemsit. We're going to continue on with Dihya al-Kahina's custom campaign in Mission 5, Man of Two Worlds, but before I shall proceed forward, I would like to inform and instruct those who want to play these custom campaigns and or scenarios to be present in the main menu. Press this mods button, press the browser mods tab, there you find magical search bar, where you have to write down the custom campaign and or scenario that you like to go through. Then subscribe to the one with the respective language which you can communicate with if the creator or anyone else offers you such option. After subscribing, wait a little so that your PC downloads required files for you, then restart the game real quickly so that everything works fluently. And then check out the Ensembles tab if custom campaign and or scenario is active by having this box behind it pressed on. Usually it is, but just to be certain, check it out. Afterwards, you should be back in the main menu, press single player, press campaigns, press custom campaigns, and the one that you like to go through. Of course, check out in Mission 5 if of course have fun. We will be continuing with Mission 5, Man of Two Worlds. Heaven knows how hard I try to fight and to understand. Nightmares always leave their stains when you wake up like muddy waters from a pond that you cannot shake and make your body heavy for the rest of the day. I didn't want to share with Dihya what my dreams was about as another battle was on the horizon. We passed all our life fighting the Muslims, and yet we were back at the starting point, waiting for the next wave of them to confront in Tripolitania. In the meanwhile, I switched religion, allegiance, and name, but my heart has always been true. Only Dihya seemed not to fully believe me, blah blah blah. Baka and Kancha, our children were already mature enough to make their own families, and my hair were becoming grey and white. Dihya, once perfect skin, was beginning to fall below her cheeks, weary of all battles and life adversaries, but her legendary stare could still burn my heart, and the one of all our peoples. She said we were like a lion and lioness, wounded but still pride in spite of the cruelty of time. But time was not only cruel thing we had to deal with. The death of Uqba and Abu altered Muslims only for a few years. A new general named Zuhyar ibn Qais al-Balawi quickly invaded our land once again and took back Kairouana, the city built by Uqba to be the capital of Muslim Afriqiya, and that I made my own capital at King Al-Tafa after Abu's death and Kairouana's destruction to better defend the province of Africa. But we simply couldn't hold the position in front of the huge human swarming coming at us, and we had to retreat behind the walls of Carthage, blah blah blah. As always, any battle despite her conversion to appease the Romans, she was clinging to her pagan beliefs. I saw her out of her tent, looking at the sky, and then curling upon to draw with a stick on the sand. She suddenly turned around as if she knew I was there with her. Her face painted by she communicated me the prophecy resulting Carthage will fall, but enemy leaders will die fighting. A city in exchange for the life of our enemy. That's what God is asking us. Unfortunately, Carthage was not simple a city, but the capital and final stronghold of Roman in Africa. Other scattered fortified towns like Thuke and Theveste were resisting to the Arabs, but their fall was just a matter of time. Those places were somehow expendable in Dihya's cynical but realistic calculations. However, what if we choose to sacrifice our own main fortress? She explained that the strategy would have been to leave Carthage to the Romans to defend while we would have prepared to retake Kairouana, an eye for an eye, a capital for a capital. When she noticed hesitation in me, she took my hands, whispering that she saw the Muslims defeat and that she'd never been wrong before. She was still beautiful despite her blah blah blah. That's why convincing me would have been way more easier than convincing Elthorius, the Greek exarch of Africa, but nobody said I would have to. While Arabs were preparing their siege weapons some miles outside of Carthage and was left of Roman legions and the city's guards were approaching the walls. Elthorius looked at me with the face of man who's been sentenced to death. Emperor Justinian II promised to send aid to us once he heard of my triumph at Thabudeos, but as always, those aids never arrived, and as blah blah blah. The Huns' plans were risky but very smart. Zuhyar would have certainly moved all his troops from Kairouana to siege Carthage, never expecting a counterattack. Just as the city fell, it was more logical to guess we would have defended the capital until the last man. But likely they have always tried to use her as a bargain barrier against her Arabs. This time, Dihya was using Romans and their lost fortress in the same way Koreana was in blah blah blah. It was not easy for me to hide from Ilthurius all of this, while for once it was ready to die for the cause. I convinced some Roman troops and Carthaginians to join me instead of fleeing to Sicily through boats like Arabs advised us to do before they would have shot the first arrow. In the meanwhile, I told Dihya and our son and daughter to flee in the desert and establish a camp in an abandoned Roman stronghold where to hide before I could have occupied Kairouana, and from there started the counterattack. Quite a lot to read once more. And too quickly, really. Like, I have no time to go forward with it. The Muslims are here! Quick! To the walls! 3 spearmen? Is that really what you've got to send? We're still more than you. Oh, I see. Then try to take the Carthaginian castle with that look. We're opening the gate for you. Fine, thanks. Seriously, what is wrong with this game? I don't know. Something. They're using the famous Matroska technique to hide troops on the kills. You better know what to do, gods. Right. Since you know the most who is able to defeat, who could take command of the troops and the military buildings of Carthage and help us save as many people as possible, we'll keep them busy while you help Carthage inhabitants evacuate the city from the harbor. Don't worry from me, I'm just an exile in the plots. Okay, sure. Okay, now, what do we have to do? Save as many Carthaginians inhabitants as before. The Muslims break through the gates. Evacuate. Okay, sure. Asylum survived. Now what do we do? Okay, save as many Carthaginians inhabitants as possible. Okay. Hints. For this scenario, the population is 200 and you will be able to advance to the Imperial Age. Legionnaires will be available in the barracks from the castle angel on. Since Ghazali converted to Islam, you'll train imams instead of monks, and since imams can't pick up relics, you'll find relic cards in the map. Once near the Great Mosque of Kairouana, these cards will act as relics. You can still put the relics in your monastery if possible is marked. In the first part of the scenario, you'll need to save as many Carthaginians as possible by saving them in one of the 6 transports in the harbor ships. Around the harbor, once full 10 units, these ships will automatically travel to the northern corner of the map, Sicily. And if they arrive there safely, you will age up 1 of the ships to Fido, 2 of the castle, and 3 for Imperial Age. And get upgrades in the meanwhile. You'll have some buildings with which to produce Berber Byzantine elite troops defend against the Arabs, but resources are very limited and the city will eventually fall. However, the more you resist, the more people you may save and age up. Carthage falls once the entrance gate goes down. Inhabitants of Carthage do not only consist of villages, but also merchants, carts, religious men, nobles. Each of these will less frequently than villages, but they will all need to be saved and they occupy same space in transport. You're not obliged to save Carthaginians by sending over transport, and you can instead take them with you once the city falls. In this way, you'll have either villages, supplies, monks, or nobles, in addition to what you may have saved from the siege, but at the cost of renouncing the agile bonus from evacuating inhabitants through the sea. These units will be useful later. Once you'll find a base, villagers will help you build faster. Monks come with a relic, so every monk you don't evacuate through the sea grants you 1 relic. Once you find a monastery, just don't abandon the relics inside Carthage, or you will lose them. Ox carts will grant you resources if taken to the Mosque of Kairouana. Once you conquer the city, and nobles will allow you to research a unique technique when taken to do the same. Mosque. Another option is to abandon relics and use the monks to heal units. You can produce to defend the Carthage, or to send ox carts to the only castle of Carthage. Control to immediately obtain resources, even if half of what you would obtain by taking them to Kairouan later. To accelerate the process, you can sneak some military units into the transports, but once that means renouncing the valid warriors, just don't leave evacuate Kosailia, Byzantine, and the Berbers needs him in Africa. When you realize Carthage is about to fall, just abandon and save some military and siege units along with Kosailia. You will need them in later. In the second part of the scenario, you need to conquer Kairouana from the Arabs by damaging four castles, then defend the mosque while you try to defeat General Zuhair to Green. Depending on how you play the first part, you will get advantages or disadvantages in the second. If, when in Carthage, you couldn't save enough units or siege weapons to occupy Kairouana, you could get some by visiting the Romanian Roman settlements in Africa, but they will ask something in exchange for their support. The only exception is Dihya that will grant your troops as soon as you reach her town. In any case, you need to act quickly since Muslims will start attack very soon. Kosali needs to survive as long as you capture Kairouana and can upgrade with experience in combat, while Dihya, the hero unit, needs to survive only when it's under your control. Dihya, the player for Orange, can be defeated and you will not lose the game just as an ally. The remaining Roman cities in the Exarchate of Africa are not particularly strong, but they are well fortified and, if convinced to fight, will absorb Umayyad's attack for a while, giving you more time to prepare. They will also send you supply carts if they manage to get collect resources. Kusaila 1 Yellow is inside Carthage 5 Purple, the capital of the Exarch of Africa, and must help the defenders during the siege by the Umayyad forces. Once inside the city, Berbers will be able to train Roman elite troops like Imperial skirmishers, heavy pikemen, elite cataphracts, and legionnaires, while Exarch Eleutherios' army of infantry, elite genitals, heavy camel riders, arbalesters, heavy knights, Soctine cataphracts, hussars, heavy cavalry archers, onagers, heavy scorpions, and previously mentioned elite units represent the last defense in Byzantine Africa. The ancient Carthaginian harbor is defended with fast fire ships and galleons, and all the cities heavily fortified, but Arabs will throw at them everything they have. Serious after the death of Uqba, Muslims are back in Africa to avenge him with General Zuhair ibn Qais al-Balawai. Turin, who employs a formidable army of crossbowmen, genitors, Mamluks, generic infantry, imams, camel riders, Socrates cataphracts, flaming camels, rams, onagers, and his personal bodyguard, the Haras Urumi Sotsum. He will upgrade his army of elite troops and add trebuchets soon enough, while on the water he can count on wargalas, demolitions, and catapult ships. The huge fortified base in the southeast from where Zuhair operates is the one built by Uqab and Abu before. Only Zuhair will break through Carthage. He will leave to his Umayyad forestry ridge. The management of the city from the Arabs will raid what remains of Roman Africa with camel riders, generic infantry, cavalry archers, genitals, golems, first-on cavalry, riders basically, Mamluks, rams, mangonels, and suicide squads of petals. While deprived of any navy and not as strong as the main army, the fact of the base from where they operate cannot be sieged with, well, constituted a problem for Berbers. At the center of the map lies the city of al-Qayrawana 8th grade, the capital of Muslim Ifriqiya. Despite being damaged by the last siege, its fortifications are still imposed, and Kosaila will need some siege weapons to penetrate the castle. Still, he can take advantage from the fact that the garrison is weak, because Zuhair needed men to occupy the Carthage, and do not expect an attack. For this reason, they won't train additional troops from the ones already present. Camel riders, infantry, crossbowmen, golems, Mamluks, first-on cavalry, and camel archers, genitals, Persian cataphracts, imams, and mangonels. Gusaida should seek help from the tribes for Orange. Currently occupying a Roman town to the west of the map, as soon as he leaves Carthage, the Jawas fight with their famous combination of camel riders, light and fast archers, and infantry, genitals, and gebettos. Once the rest of the Roman cities will join you, Dihya can start to build siege weapons. After the fall of Carthage, the Exarchate of Africa 7 Blue is virtually gone, but a handful of old fortresses remain in Roman hands: Thugas, Thapsus, and Teveste. Thuga, just southwest of Carthage, is a well-fortified town with 2 castles and forts, and can train crossbowmen, infantry, and light cavalry. Thapsus on the other coast also possessed 2 castles and a navy, other than a small garrison with generic infantry, knights, and skirmishers. But the most resilient is Teveste, east of Kairouana. Protected by double circle walls and many towers, they defend themselves with camel riders, genitals, legionnaires. Once Crusader will ally with all of them. Byzantine will upgrade their army with cataphracts, monks, siege weapons, and catapult galleys. Finally, most of the Garmontes Sixion convert to Islam and want to resolve their unfinished business with us. Axils Aurebas once and for all. These nomads are scattered in the desert and will fight with the camel riders, Gentols, cavalry and camel archers, but could also use rams if their target hides behind a fortress or deploys a small navy in Central Lake. It is said they kidnapped Greek nobles and stole relics cards from Roman churches while they store horses and supply trucks in the camp. Sure. Yeah, kill them then. Why do you not get in? Why can I not get this going? Here, let's go. Well, I'm not gonna train genitals then. I need definitely some more of these arbalistas. We need cataracts here quickly. Imagine, please, Lord, sister, save me. Belongings, it is all left of my family. Sure. I don't have many resources then. How about we just go forward and make more men here? Look at me dying, right? Die then. Pity there's so many enemies here. On board full and ready to evacuate. Well, evacuate then. The soul regular creature, you can't let it sink with the pagan demons. Okay. Well, evacuate, damn it. Okay, this is really bugged. I'm gonna restart. This is kind of bullshit. That thing is not really leaving. It should be leaving already, but it doesn't leave for some reason. What am I supposed to do with these horses then? What the hell? Weird. So sending many men at the same time here.
Alid el-Hadamainik.
Azul, Vermont.
Let's see. So that's like 5.
Lusa. Alid el-Hadamainik. Lusa.
It's gonna be the first ship that's gonna be ready then. Done. One boat full, good. Let's go. That ship is gonna go then, and it should be safe. What boat made it? Feudal age researched. Good. Come on, run, people! What are you doing, freaking owl? Yes, I cannot repair this, or else I would have done it. Let's go to another.
Zorak mijn je nicht benieuwd. Echt nou gaat shoot dit niet. Is het? Zorak mijn je. De chimie terwijl die echt nou gaat shoot dit niet.
Si semblada. Lusa. Lusa. Ana City. Ana. Lusa. Ana City. Lusa. Ana.
What? I will not even be able to escort everyone there. What the fuck? You're not even having chance to fight here, damn it. I really need it. The enemy is so overpowering there with those rams and freaking hell. We need some more time, damn it. I still don't know what I'm gonna create then, because the enemy is still so powerful here like that.
Azul. Tulee fiksaamaan.
The enemy is far more powerful than me. Now, you know what, let's maybe create some more searches like this. Set everything else. And make many legionnaires like this. There, now it's better.
Azul. Fermant.
It shouldn't be this first ship, which
I Akiro have.
Alid el-Hadamainik.
Azul. Tulee fiksaamaan.
go, go, go!
Akhiruha. Sisem narabi. Lusa.
Då fermant.
La Walmar.
What are you doing? Finally, there we are.
Tulee fiksaamaan. Akiro have.
Alid el-Hadamainik.
Let quoi fermant.
Ana City. La Walsa Ana.
I
Get in.
عليد الحتمينك
Akli ruhav. Azul. Vermoch.
One boat full. They should be the second dude. The fuck?
I
Emnichtinier.
Dofu Refitramach.
عليد الحتمينك
Nekwama.
نوسع هجمات السلاح عليد الحتمينك لا أنا عليد الحتمينك دماغ أنا أنا نوسع لا والله
Vermoch.
عليد الحتمينك نوسع أنا سيدي أنا نوسع أنا
I Akli ruhav.
Come on. Let me enter the castle age, please. That will be a big relief.
Nekwama. Azul. Tu Refitramach.
That's 3 ships, which means we're gonna now enter to the castle age. Okay.
هجمات السلاح أنا هجمات لا والله
Akli ruhav. Azul. I Tu Refitramach. Vermoch. I Vermoch. I Tu Refitramach. Nekwama. Akli ruhav. Tu Refitramach.
عليد السلاح هجمات لا والله السلاح عليد الحتمينك أنا سيدي
I Tu Refitramach.
نوسع أنا سيدي لا والله سيدي
Vermoch. Azul. I
عليد الحتمينك نوسع أنا لا والله
I do have quite a bit of troops now.
Akli ruhav. Vermoch. Tu Refitramach.
عليد الحتمينك عليد الحتمينك السلاح
Akli ruhav.
السلاح
Azul. Vermoch.
عليد الحتمينك نوسع أنا عليد الحتمينك أنا أنا لا والله أنا
Azul. Aklirohav. Vždof. Aklirohav. Aklirohav. Vermoch. Aklirohav. Vermoch. Aklirohav. Vermoch. Vermoch.
يوسع
Zorak Maenyu.
Lekwamach. Vermoch. Azul.
نوسع عليد الحدمين أنا نوسع أنا
Aklirohav.
رأيت الكبة
Vermoch.
I feel more needed. Come on.
Lekwamach. Aklirohav.
عليد الحدمين
Yeah, this is better. Not so spammy.
عليد الحدمين ضد ماث هجمات ضد ماث عندنا دمت السلاح أجلف
Azul.
عليد الحدمين
Now, guys, hurry up. Kill them. Another ship done.
Azul. Thurethitremach. Aklirohav.
Two more ships.
Vermoch.
Four bait save. It should be 5 already.
Lekwamach.
I don't have any other.
Vždof.
There's a
Aklirohav.
bit of bad counting here.
Azul. Vermoch. Thurethitremach.
لا والله
Lekwamach. Aklirohav. Thurethitremach.
It's number 5. Just 5 more people and this ship is full. Then I don't think there's anyone else.
أنا أنا نوسع أنا هجمات عليد الحدمين دمت السلاح هجمات لا والله
Azul.
عليد الهجمات لا والله نوسع هجمات
Lekwamach. Thurethitremach.
عليد الحدمين دمت السلاح هجمات دمت السلاح عندنا
Vždof. Aklirohav.
I don't see any other. I guess that ship is just full. Colleges, let's get in and yeah, well, I've evacuated everyone. We'll leave college with what?
نوسع هجمات
Dude, I can't.
نوسع نوسع
This is one villager.
نوسع
Kind of weird though.
أنا هجمات جد مات نوسع نوسع أنا نوسع أنا نوسع
So I managed to flee somehow. Well, obviously. Arch of Alexander's Severus.
لا والله أنا نوسع
The Frigate is officially a province of the Caliphate. Kusaila, you're walking in enemy territory right now as Romans can't help you anymore. What else do you need to accept this all? Do not give up now, Axil. Remember what I told you. I foresaw Zuhair dying at the end of the battle. By conquering back Khairwana, we'll have another base of operation for where we're gonna... Aha! I feel bad for you, Kozila, from being a puppet of the Romans, the puppet of that woman who pretends to be a soothsayer. Maybe it wasn't a wise choice of betraying Uqba and Abu after all. Okay, sure. Axel, if you need help conquering Khairwana, visit me or the Roman towns still standing, and we'll provide you with anything we can. Sure. We'll try to definitely visit these things to take over Khairwana. Axel, we hear you're in trouble. Unfortunately, we just converted to Islam, and Caliphate promised to cover us in gold. If we can bring them your head, it will be nice. College has fallen, citizens? No way. God would never allow. What's next? The head is around. If you want to believe, bring me a relic or... Wow, I don't even have that. What the fuck? I don't even have a relic card, dude. And it's kind of bullshit that I didn't manage to get that thing. Look at you, Kozila, wandering all alone in desert without a city or an army. Shall I put an end to your miserable life? Just wait till I replenish my faults in Carthage. I need this base. I can't go through her, because if I'm gonna go through her, she's gonna get, like, ask me big things. Where am I gonna get a like a cart then? Tell me. Relic cart. There's no relic cart anywhere. Many Romans can do two things very well: fortify old towns and leave others to fight for us. Bring me a noble, and we will stay. What? How do you want me to do this? A noble? Well, there's a noble there. A relic cart. Nothing here. I honestly don't know how to finish this mission. Yeah, I'm glad you made it at Axia. Muslim cannot be defeated, but we can do it without her. If you manage to capture some horses from Garlantes, my tribe will train more troops. Okay, right, we'll try to capture these guys. First a noble, and then these tribe thingies here, and it will be fine, I think. But these guys definitely just ask me some shit severe that's a little bit impossible. Either way, let's just scout around here and see what I can find. That's kind of bullshit this, though. Like, why can I not just finish everything? Like, I want to finish the all of side objectives and all that, but I can't. Maybe it's a skill issue, but on the other hand, in my opinion, it was just a little bit too swarmy over there. We should have a chance to hit back against the enemy and all that. I mean, look at this army here. What the fuck? How do you want to face that army? Oh boy. How come these caravans riders are Euro warriors? They're quite strong. Why have we not found any things? Kasada's leveled up. Okay, okay, that's good. Oh crap, here they come. Guys, hello? What a tight position here. What the frick? What is this? What? Guys, can we like destroy this, please? Oh, and by the way, if we bring this merchant down here, we should be fine. There, go. No, between me and a crutch, it will be easy to sure. You see, because that's how people who don't take a clear side in the war get repaid. Crush between two mountains, sure. I definitely want to try to take over these things over here, and those should be fine. Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, right. Should not have let those horses die here, but who would have thought that these things can be very good. Or even important in future development. Well, there's a relic card there, I think. That's for this visited side here. Here. Let's press on. I need to see if we can try to capture anything else here. Let's see if they can... Wait, what? Bring a relic card, bring 10 horses to Yoa's camp. Well, there's not much over here. What the fuck? Oh my Kahina's fallen? Oh wow! They instantly freaking out. I hate these kind of missions where the survival of some hero is really important, that they constantly get their focus and all. Okay, let's go. We're gonna see if we can try to get that relic over here. I'm not gonna care about this anymore. Let's move. We weren't corrupt enough without him. Take these catapults and men from now on, but don't you dare to call us Byzantines again. Okay, sure. There must be somewhere something to capture here. There should be a relic here somewhere. Right? What? What has happened here? They're attacking her tribe, but I don't know. For some reason they've been attacking her without reason. Where's her relic when you need it? Hmm. Castle occupied. Well, that's one. But here's another problem. How am I gonna, you know... Oh crap. That's not what I wanted to do. But okay, that's like 2 castles down. But doesn't that mean it should be my town now? By reducing its castles to 300? I mean, thousands? Well, I did. Oh crap, no. Don't you dare. They're not gonna be able to come over here, I guess. Let's just wound both of them. And then we're gonna take both of them at the same time. Let's go. Arabs are almost done, my king. We should be prepared. Well, I am not. That's the issue. We don't have resources. How am I gonna beat them? I really have no idea here, guys. Again, we shouldn't provoke this war before being ready. His base is just a few steps further. Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm just trying to screw up his men here. Well, these damn enemies. Send points. Can I maybe fish for food? No.
Azul.
Alidet Hadamel. Eshemef.
Lekwama. Turefitrama.
Shudemef.
Azul.
Demit Sina.
Lekwama.
Lusana. Eshemef. Lusa.
Dof. Azul.
Lusa. Ana Asidi.
Lekwama.
Lusa. Alidet Hadamel. Ana Asidi. Lusa. Alidet Hadamel.
Turefitrama.
Ana Asidi.
Azul. Imsiku.
Lusa.
I really wouldn't know how I'm gonna do this, guys. I'm sorry.
Fikirna.
Alidet Hadamel.
Vermont. Turefitrama. Vermont. Akirohav. Lekwama. Vermont. Akirohav.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Turefitrama.
Alidet Hadamel.
What a bullshit is this?
Eshemef. Shudemef. Ananao. Demit Sina. Lusa. Eshemef.
Dof. Imsiku.
Azul. Lük. Hafra. Nakwana. Abinay.
I only have like what, 8 pulses now. It's gonna really screw up this.
Akirohav. Vermont. Akirohav.
Here. Abinay.
I'm really in a tough spot, dudes. Fuck off, man. What the fuck? Have you ever thought about this? What are you doing?
Dof. Vermont.
Alidet Hadamel.
Akirohav. Akirohav.
Good. Abinay.
Lusa.
Vermont. Vermont.
Azul. Good.
Cabernet. Azul. Cabernet.
Alidet Hadamel.
Nakwana. Abinay. Here. Abinay.
Akirofitrama. Azul.
Ana. Lusa. Shudemef. Ananao.
King of Japan, now I can annoy Muslims enough to buy some time. Time. Why am I dressed like a Renaissance dude? I don't know, dude. Ask yourself.
نزول أبنائي
Man, you start so early here. There's barely any balance over here, dudes.
نزول أبنائي
إي ثابت والله فاهم الله
أريد السلاح.
الزول غافت الله دوف ثابت والله ثابت أكيرو
جماعة أريد الحكم.
Whoa, shit. Lovely. Ah, this is just utter bullcrap, man. I really don't even have enough troops here to screw around. Screw you, dude. Get out, leave me alone. Ah, crap. Ah, this mission is impossible, dude. I don't even have an economy, dude. Come on. Can I have some bit of time, please, instead of constant attacks here?
الزول
سكينة
دوف الزول أكيرو
آية دام نك سكينة
الزول أخدمت منا
نوسع نوسع
نفهم أبنائي
أريد الحكم.
ذهب.
وجود أبناي
الزول أخدم تلمينا
نقوم
ذهب فما أخدم تلمينا
عليت السلاح جمال دمت السلاح عليت السميدك أنا
أزول نك سكيمنا وجود
أخدم تلمينا الزول
أبناي نقوم آية تاب
ركواما ذهب. فما
I really don't know how I'm gonna deal with this situation, man. Just look at this. Like, the enemy is still swarming so hard, and you just like have barely any chance to do something here. Like, look at this. They destroyed my entire caravan and army here. I have nothing. Just like barely an economy here too, and we're being charged everywhere. Like, look at this bullshit.
عليت الحدث
وجود أبناي
Oh wow. Seriously?
نك نقوم فرام نك فرام أزول نك سكيمنا نك فرام
I mean, not enough stone here.
عليت الحدث
الزول فما أخدم تلمينا
عليت الحدث
نقوم
Oh, give me a rest. Ah. Give me a serious rest for a bit, man. How do I freaking counter this bullshit, dude?
Vermont. Avenay. Avenay. Good. Sekimnam.
The Anna. Anna. Lusa. The Wal.
Akuroha.
Here?
Freaking hell, man. It's not one guy, it's dozens.
Azul. Here?
I'm not gonna allow you to destroy this freaking castle. Get out of here, dude. Repair this quickly.
Here?
Holy shit, he destroyed one of my castle here already. Frick. I didn't pay attention, man. I really did. You know what? Frick it. Go. Destroy the bullshit. Come on. Oh wow, he's also attacking with those. Oh, damn, dude. Please tell me how I'm gonna fight this battle. Tell me, guys. Someone help me here. I really don't know anymore. I don't. I really don't.
Azul.
I'm so desperate for some help here. I just destroy this here. Can you guys like sincerely frick off? Like, honestly? Holy shit. We're getting in. They really are. I have no way I can beat this. Yeah, I'm skipping this one too. I'm sorry, dude. This is just so insane, man. Holy damn. In war, there's only a side who always win: death. The great king Al-Tawfi, known by himself as Exil, by Romans as Kakilus, and by Arabs as Kusaila, has been killed while fighting the Muslims. He, as a Muslim himself, he's a free man, a man who different worlds, and he had to pay for this till the very end, because that is how it works with people. There's always a need to see you smile, to know you're a friend. They can't look deeper than that. People who live in fear, blah blah blah. I've seen my mother cry a million tears, but I'm sure none of them was for my father, rather for their people who just lost one of their best rulers ever. I'm sure she loved my father, but for the wrong reasons, and that is same for him. It is funny how two lovers can be so blind to each other, making their love looks like a wonderful coincidence. Me and my brother Bagai were born too late to feel the bond over to our homelands, strong as our parents did, and too early to feel like Muslims, blah blah blah. The only person who still violently attached to her roots at our catastrophic defeat of Muslims had the capture of Carthage was my mother, Dihya. What was throwing her in the bleakest desperation was not Axial's death, but the fact she couldn't predict it. The overall auspicious was still right. Carthage effectively fell to the Arabs, and Genoa Zohair, despite winning the battle, died on the way back. Libya intercepted by the Romans navy, so my mother was not wrong. She just forgot to foresee Axial's fate. Division, blah blah blah. The funeral was held with great honors. As for all rulers in my ancestors' cultures, hypnotized by my father's corpse, disposed with his arms and jewels. I didn't care as much as Dihya for the ritual and all its religious formalities. She also agreed to have a Christian funeral to not displease the monotheistic and Messiah anticipation. Her role as a ruler of my mother was thinking everything in political terms, even her lover's death. That's what she always done. After all, and I could never truly believe her, blah blah blah. My father was painted in red ochre, his body like the waves of the sand in the desert, and finally buried in the old Jeddah. Only then belonged to an old king, but was renovated to host him. Latin and Punic inscriptions were carved in the stone inspired inside a pyramid where all gods, Berbers or Christian, traditional or not, seemed to be able to cohabit without waging war at each other. That was perfect burial for a man like him, even if they had blah blah blah. But despite great ceremonies, rhetorical liturgies, all Axial's effort proved to be futile once Arabs recaptured his capital. Kairouan, that was theirs before, just a few months later, even without their lost general, a new one was appointed from the governor of Egypt to finally establish Ifriqiya as an official province of the Caliphate Baba. He was known as Hassan ibn al-Numan al-Qassani, and he promised to complete the conquest of Africa once and for all. That was not hard to believe, given he already had in his both hands al-Qayrawana, Carthage, and most cities east of Mauritania, inherited by his predecessors. He also promised to wipe away the lost Berber resistance, which now, without a central kingdom, a ruler, or what was left of Romans, had regressed to a state of disorganized guerrilla bands, sparse villages, and single tribes not fighting anymore, as confederations towards a common goal birth each one of themselves. Many of these tribes, like the Garmontians, finally recognized the Caliphate's superiority and decided by their own will to convert Islam and join them. But of course, that's not what my mother had in mind, blah blah blah. Okay, well, that's done. Honestly, I cannot do this mission. Even early on, you barely had any chance to finish this thing, and it was really bugged that you cannot get into Castle Age, have a little bit of a move on. This red dude is also in the Castle Age, and he just constantly attacks you from the north. This green dude, well, he's already in Imperial Age and attacks with ape shit over here. So there's barely any way that you can move forward. Blue just only helps you from time to time with some resources. Orange doesn't do anything, it just stood there. And well, there was a relic card over here, if only I knew. But I didn't. Like, how are you gonna expect me to know that over there? Sorry guys. Obviously you can just cast around, but anyone would not expect it to be there, honestly. This should have been placed elsewhere. I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong, this custom campaign is, I mean, very nice and cool and fun to play through, but it's a little bit too swarmy over here. You cannot really work your way up. You definitely need maybe like some support and all that, but everyone would focus, obviously, to try and finish their side objectives as special as long as possible over here, and that's what I tried to do. But at the end of the day, it was barely possible to just do it, and those little ships were just bugged over there. Or well, they just got destroyed by those demolition ships, which is really shit, because I would have been in Castle Age a long time ago, or else I wouldn't have bothered with that. I guess I shouldn't have even bothered with it, but even then, how would you escape through this thing, especially when you know that early on you're surrounded by camps and all that? Like, where would I go? I don't know. It's pity. It's a good mission, good campaign, but this just ended like so horribly over here. We're gonna see how mission 6 will be. No retreat, no survivors. But like, don't get me wrong, I finished 3 of the 5 missions, 6 missions so far. I'm gonna see how mission 6 will be, but this really needs a little bit more rework and adjusting with difficulties and with how things can work over here, because it's really bad to have your boat like destroyed or no possibility to actually even finish your side objectives that you kind of want to actually try to do, or that there's barely lack of good informative ways of how you're gonna finish certain stuff and all that. Like, I don't know. The slideshow's just going away too quickly for anyone to read like calmly and all that, instead of rushing through it and just you're like making mistakes and all that. It's just not that great in my opinion, but okay. We'll see how mission 6 will be, but I hope you guys on YouTube have enjoyed this. If you did, give a like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new and wish to support it. Do you want to recommend something we could come together? That's possible as well. Subscribe down in the comments box below, or join my Discord server so we can have a chit chat about it. So, see you guys later.